Before we dive into today's video, I want to say something every mom needs to hear. Most of the fear you feel around milestones is actually coming from myths that were never true in the first place. If you've ever stayed up late Googling or comparing your child to someone else's or wondering if you were missing something big, then this video is going to bring you so much relief. So let me go ahead and tell you a story about a mom that I worked with. I actually worked with the little 5-month-old little girl, but of course, in early intervention, we're also working with the families. So we went in there and this mom was convinced that something was wrong with her little 5-month-old. Her friends' babies were rolling over already, and she felt panicked, guilty, and worried, and you could see it all over her face. So when myself and the physical therapist evaluated this little one, we could see right away that her baby had everything that she needed to roll. She just needed a little more practice with weight shifting and core strength, which are both very foundational for rolling. So what we did was we created a simple plan with goals and strategies like we do, and within a couple of weeks, her baby rolled over for the first time. Now, I will go ahead and leave on the screen 5 of the activities that we worked on to support her core muscles and strength during this time. But if you do want a full extensive list with explanations of what we did, you will find that in the downloadable PDF guide that I have called the Baby and Toddler Toolkit, which is in the description below. So needless to say that this mama was so happy, not just because her baby rolled, but because she finally understood there was nothing wrong and she hadn't failed her baby. She just needed to learn what to work on with her little one. So if you've ever felt that the same panic or worry, you're not alone, I promise. And today's video is going to show you when we talk about the 5 myths that make moms panic. Okay, so myth number 1, babies should hit milestones at the exact age listed. Now, if you have watched any of my videos, you know that this one can be the most damaging myth out there. Those milestone charts you see online, they're averages, not deadlines. So if it says 4 months for rolling, that means it's common around 4 months. But normal can mean earlier or later. I've actually worked with babies who rolled at 3 months and babies who rolled closer to 6 months, both completely healthy and thriving. A milestone age is not a timer. Nothing magical is going to happen the day your baby hits a certain number. What really matters, though, is progress. A really good example of this is the 30% delay a child needs to qualify for early intervention services. So when I go in and test a little one, a baby or toddler, and we score our standardized tests, we are actually calculating the month equivalent and percentage delay or difference and giving those numbers to the parents. So for a baby or toddler to qualify for early intervention, they have to have a 30% delay or greater. So if a little one scores at 16% for communication, chances are they won't qualify unless there is some other diagnosis going on in which they may be auto-eligible or can be deemed eligible by clinical judgment. But in most cases, they won't qualify because of that 16%. And if you're familiar with standardized tests, when we give the percentage delay and age equivalent numbers to the parents, this is actually based on other kiddos, their exact age. So if you have a little one that's 16 months old, but showing 12-month motor skills, that means that there's a 25% difference, meaning they're doing some things a little later than their same aged peers, but not quite eligible for early intervention services unless the team deems appropriate. And that's exactly where Milestone Mom comes in and is so beneficial because I can help you fill in those gaps early. They wouldn't necessarily warrant ongoing services, but you could use a little bit of guidance on different activities and different things to do with your little one. Okay, myth number 2, if another baby is ahead, your baby is behind. I actually once worked with 2 babies who were born just days apart. One was already up on all 4s, getting ready to crawl, and the other one was still mastering rolling. But both were completely normal. And it's important to remember that development is not linear. This is something I want to put on a shirt. Development is not linear. And the other thing that I want to put on a shirt is play is a child's work. Like, it's so important to remember this stuff. And that's exactly why I'm here teaching it to you. So development is not linear, like I said, and it definitely isn't identical between babies and toddlers. One baby may roll early, but walk later, whereas another baby might babble early, but sit later. Every baby has their own rhythm, their own pattern, and their own timeline. And something else that I want to tell you is comparison steals joy, but it also steals your ability to see your baby's unique strengths. The reason I'm harping on this comparison game that us moms play is because I see it every single day. And what I want you to do is I want you to compare your baby to your baby and your toddler to your toddler. I'm not saying that milestone charts are bad. In fact, I have one in my baby and toddler toolkit that you can find linked below in the description, but the really good ones give ranges and not exact ages or dates. And this is so important so you can see what your little one just finished doing, where they are right now, and what the next steps are for them. Okay, myth number 3. If your baby struggles with a milestone, you're doing something wrong. I've talked about this before, but moms carry so much unnecessary guilt, and this myth feeds it for sure. I see it all the time, especially after we're giving our scores and maybe the little one does have a speech delay. There have been countless times where the parent has said, I didn't do enough. What could I have done different? I caused this. I hear this all of the time, so I know what you're going through. You know, we think if my baby's not sitting yet or hates tummy time or isn't rolling over, what am I doing? How am I failing them as a parent? But I want to tell you, it doesn't mean that you are failing them. In fact, it means your baby needs practice in certain areas, not worry. And your worry that reflects on them because they can feel it actually comes from not knowing what to do or how to help them. I've actually seen incredibly dedicated moms with babies who still hit milestones on the later end. I've also seen some babies with very little structured practice who develop quickly. So I can promise you it's not a reflection of your worth as a parent. I promise. Okay, moving right along, we have myth number 4. If there's a delay, it's too late to help or they're never going to catch up. Now, I want every mom to hear this. It's never too late to support your baby's development. Your baby's brain is constantly learning and adjusting. And during the first 3 years, it grows faster than at any other time. So if something feels off, reaching out early is better for sure. But even if you didn't catch something, reaching out later still makes a real big difference. I've worked with babies who didn't sit until 9 months and still went on to crawl, walk, climb, and thrive. So remember, these aren't exact dates. And myth number 5, worrying about milestones means you're anxious. This one actually breaks my heart, because I see so many moms label themselves as worriers or overreactors when really they're just being aware. And honestly, those voices in our heads most likely come from a family member who has told us that we're overreacting. Questioning milestones doesn't mean you're anxious. It actually means that you care. It means you're paying attention. It means you're learning how your baby communicates through their movements. For example, a baby who always arches back may be saying this position is uncomfortable, or a baby who avoids weight on their arms might be showing that they need more upper body strength. A baby who rolls one direction but not the other might be showing a preference or strength imbalance. And by you noticing this shows that you are a proactive mom. And also, awareness of this is one of the best tools a mom can have. And that is exactly why I'm here with you as your navigator. Remember, you are the expert. I am the navigator. The truth is, milestones are meant to guide you, not to scare you. You didn't mess up and you don't need to panic. You just need to understand what's normal, what to look for, and how to support your baby or toddler with confidence. And now that you've heard the 5 myths that make moms panic about milestones, you might actually be thinking, okay, what if I'm missing something? Well, that's exactly why I want you to watch this video right here next, because when you take the calm, confident understanding that you gained today and pair it with what's in the video, everything is going to become much clearer. You'll finally understand what it looks like when a baby is getting close and the simple things you can do at home to support them. It's going to make you feel so much more confident as a mom. And as always, I appreciate you and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye-bye.